Good evening, everyone. I'm Aradhana Kalia, and we are in the ACG newsroom today to talk to Aihik regarding Rodrigo Duterte, who is the 16th Philippine president, and he is also the chairman of Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN. And he is known all over the world for his war against drugs in the country, which has led to the death of thousands of people. So, Aihik, what do you have to say about that?
So, since he took office on June 30, 2016, 6,000 people, drug peddlers, have been killed. And what is most striking is that he doesn't differentiate between men, women, or children. And if a child was accompanied with a drug peddler, she would have been killed, and she was killed. So most of the victims who have been killed are ushers and pushers, and the perpetrators and the people who kill them are not only police, and they are vigilantes, they are hired assassins, and they have been hired by the government itself.
Okay.
So,
What have been the effects of this breakdown on the drug addicts?
the effects of the breakdown, it's basically people are so frightened right now that they are surrendering in mass. And they are giving themselves up to the government, and they are being sent to rehabilitation centers or prisons, and which has led to, and it's jails are overloaded, prisons are overloaded, and so there are 44 drug rehabilitation centers right now in Philippines. Quezon City in Philippines has a population of 3 million, and there are 7,000 addicts right now in one center.
Okay.
So you can
And
understand.
what has been the role of the United Nations in all this?
So there was an instance where Rodrigo Duterte claimed to have killed, when he was a mayor, he claimed to have killed 3 people to inspire police. So to see that if I can do it, why can't you kill drug peddlers? So this was picked up by the United Nations High Commissioner, and he asked the Philippines authority to take up
Action against him.
take action against him. To which Rodrigo Duterte said, "F you."
Okay.
Yeah.
So, about the opposition in the country, we've all heard that whoever presents the opposite point of view to Rodrigo Duterte, he's either being sacked or the the dissent is not being heard at all. So, what is the situation?
Yeah, Leela de Lima, she was a high-profile politician in Philippines. She was asked to resign by Duterte because she was highly critical of Duterte's policies and
his actions
and his erratic behavior. Also, I think yesterday, Speaker Pantaleon Alvarez, Speaker of Philippines, he expressly said in an interview called upon members of the cabinet to resign if you do not agree with the president, just resign. That is how the policy should be.
Okay.
You cannot voice a dissent.
Okay. And despite having high rates of growth in Philippines, which Philippines has, there have been cases where foreign investors have been pulling out, despite the fact that they have such a high rate of growth.
It's basically because of Duterte's erratic behavior. In the sense, Duterte blasted China's prime minister because of the South China dispute, and also he publicly insulted Barack Obama, the then president of USA, Barack Obama, for not pulling out military from South Philippines. So because of that, despite having a steady growth, foreign investors who are mostly allied to USA and China, they're pulling out because of its erratic behavior.
Okay. So what does the future hold now?
The future at the moment seems bleak, but the thing is, his vice president right now, whose name is Leni Robredo, and the thing about Philippines and their parliamentary structure is that you can have vice president and presidents from different parties. So Leni Robredo is from different party, and despite being the vice president, she has been voicing her dissent and critiquing. Yeah, and there has been coups, according to her, to take her position, but she has been steadfast in her ground, and she has been there. Okay, and she's planning to take on Rodrigo in the next elections, And the best thing about, not the best thing, that's for the public to decide.
Yeah.
She's entirely different than Duterte, and in she's a mother of 3, and she's a widow. Her former husband was the interior minister of Philippines, so she knows how the things could be, and the machineries of the parliament of the Philippines.
Thank you so much, Aihik, for talking to us, and thank you for watching ACG News.
Yeah.